All right, everybody, welcome in. There's something we all do, spend a good chunk of our lives doing, actually, but we might not fully get just how awesome it is.
Sleep.
Yeah, sleep, exactly. And today we're going deep, a real deep dive into the science behind it.
Mhm.
We've got this source just called pasted text, but man, it's got some pretty intriguing stuff in there about how powerful sleep is,
Yeah.
for both our bodies and our minds. So let's uncover the secrets, get into how it all works, why it's so important, and most importantly,
How we can sleep better.
right, so it's more than just, hitting the pillow and being tired.
Oh, absolutely. A lot of people see sleep as just downtime, kind of passive, like
Yeah.
hitting pause on your day. But this text makes it really clear sleep is super active. I mean, think of it like this it's like a whole renovation crew coming in every night, working hard to fix things up, recharge your body and your mind. It's anything but passive.
Okay, that's a cool way to think about it. So it's more than just feeling rested. What kind of renovations are we talking about here? What's actually happening?
So while you're peacefully sleeping, your body's actually hard at work, repairing tissues, building bone and muscle, even like giving your immune system a boost? And it's not just physical either.
Right, the brain is in on it too.
Oh, big time. Sleep, that's when your brain gets busy organizing all the stuff you took in during the day. Consolidating memories, moving them from short-term to long-term storage so you can actually remember them later. Plus, processing emotions, and get this, even giving you a creativity burst.
Wait, a creativity boost. That's
Yeah.
interesting. I mean, yeah, I've definitely felt like, after a really good sleep, sometimes a solution to a problem just pops into my head. But like, what's the science behind that? How does that even work?
Well, there's been a lot of really cool research on this, and it shows that during REM sleep, that's when we dream. The brain is making all these interesting connections, like between ideas that seem totally unrelated when you're awake.
Like it's doing work in the background.
Exactly. Like your brain's own little creative problem-solving session going on while you sleep. And that's why, you wake up and suddenly, bam, that problem that had you stumped, the solution just appears, almost like magic.
So cool. Now, the pasted text also mentions some things like melatonin and circadian rhythms, like they're all part of this sleep process.
Hmm.
But what exactly are they doing while we're off in dreamland?
Oh, yes. Those are key players for sure. So, melatonin, sometimes called the sleep hormone, that's a big one. It basically tells your body, hey, it's time to wind down.
Our internal shutdown button.
Pretty much. And the cool thing is, its production, how much your body makes, it's actually triggered by darkness,
Yeah.
and light actually suppresses it. That's why we naturally start to feel sleepy when the sun goes down. It's our natural rhythm.
Okay, so that explains why, staring at my phone screen late at night is probably not helping me fall asleep.
Yeah, that's a big one. Artificial light, especially the blue light from screens, can really mess with your melatonin production. And then there are circadian rhythms. Those are super important too.
So what are those exactly?
Think of them like your internal clock, like a super precise timekeeper that's telling your body when to do all sorts of things, when to sleep, when to wake up, even when to eat.
Wow, so they're in charge of a lot.
They really are. And they even affect your mood, believe it or not. Now, they're synchronized with the 24-hour day-night cycle, which is how, we've evolved to sleep at night and be awake during the day. But things like artificial light, irregular sleep patterns, going to bed and waking up at different times all the time, that can really throw them off.
It's like trying to constantly reset your watch.
Yeah, exactly. Like changing time zones every day. And your body's like, wait, what time is it? What am I supposed to be doing? Not a good situation for good sleep, that's for sure.
So being consistent with our sleep schedule, that's key takeaway number one.
Absolutely. Now, we've all heard of night owls and morning larks.
Yeah, for sure. I'm definitely more of a night owl, I think.
Well, there is definitely a natural inclination for some people to be more alert at certain times of the day. Some people are wired to naturally wake up early, others not so much. But lifestyle plays a big role too.
So even if I think I'm a night owl, I can kind of train myself to be more of a morning person.
You can definitely adjust your sleep patterns to some extent, yeah. And the important thing to remember is that constantly disrupting your natural rhythms, whether you're a night owl forced to wake up early or a morning person staying up late all the time, it can really have a negative impact on your health over time.
Okay, so consistency is key, even if it's tough sometimes. Now, the text also mentioned these different sleep stages, going through cycles throughout the night, but it didn't get too specific. So what's actually happening during those different stages, and why are those cycles so important?
Well, it's pretty fascinating. As you sleep, you go through these different stages, and each one has a different purpose, different brainwave activity going on. So you start with lighter sleep, where you're easily woken up, then you move into deeper sleep, and that's the really restorative stuff. That's where the body's doing most of its repair work, rebuilding and recharging.
So we need both kinds of sleep, the light and the deep.
We do. And of course, then there's REM sleep. That's the dream stage. That's when the brain's the most active. Processing emotions, consolidating all those memories, and yeah, even boosting creativity, as we talked about earlier.
So it's like a whole sleep symphony, all these different parts working together.
I like that, a sleep symphony. And it takes about 90 minutes to go through a full cycle of all the stages. And you need several cycles each night to wake up feeling truly refreshed, like you've actually gotten that good restorative sleep.
All right, so we've covered why sleep is so essential. Now let's get to the practical stuff. How can we actually improve our sleep quality? Because the pasted text hints at some tips, and I'm ready to hear them, especially after that late dinner I had tonight. Does it talk about how food affects sleep at all?
It does touch on it, yeah, but keeps it pretty general. So, first things first, having a consistent bedtime routine. That's absolutely key. It's like sending a signal to your body saying, hey, it's almost time to wind down, start getting ready for sleep. So relaxing activities before bed, like taking a warm bath, reading a book, maybe some light stretching, anything that calms you down.
No more scrolling through social media right before bed. Got it.
Exactly, that blue light, remember? And then, yeah, food definitely plays a role. Avoiding big meals, caffeine, and alcohol close to bedtime can make a huge difference in how easily you fall asleep and how soundly you sleep through the night.
No more late night coffee then. Or
Right.
that extra glass of wine before bed.
Probably a good idea to cut back, yeah. It might be tempting, but your sleep will thank you for it. Now, are there any other, sneaky habits that we might be doing that are actually sabotaging our sleep?
I'm sure there are a ton.
Oh, yeah. The text doesn't list specific habits, but we know some of the big culprits are things like irregular sleep schedules, which we already talked about, too much screen time before bed, that's a big one, and not getting enough exercise during the day. Believe it or not, even the temperature of your bedroom can affect how well you sleep.
So many things to think about. But it sounds like, even making small changes can really make a difference.
Huh.
We've learned a lot tonight. I think the biggest takeaway for me is that sleep is absolutely essential. It's not a luxury. It's not something we squeeze in when we have time. And getting a better understanding of the science behind it, how it all works, that actually gives us the power to take control and sleep better.
I completely agree. Sleep is so fundamental to our well-being. It affects everything. So think about it, knowing how vital it is. What's one small change you're willing to make tonight to prioritize your sleep? Maybe put the phone away an hour earlier, try out a quick relaxation routine before bed, or even just make sure your bedroom is cool and dark. It's all about taking that first step. The power to sleep better, it's really in your hands.
Great advice.
Yeah.
And thanks for the deep dive.
You're very welcome.
All right, everybody. Sleep well out there.
Sweet dreams.